How's it going, everybody? I'm Dr. P, and welcome back to the channel for another video. Today, Fortnite had a major update which ushered in 2 new seasons, one of course being Chapter 1 Season 5 OG. At this point, you can call these OG seasons new now based on their increased divergence from the original storyline. There are quite a few notable differences in this new season from the first time around, and I definitely wanted to share and see what you guys think. As always, feel free to drop theories in the comment section down below or join the Discord for a chance to be featured in the next video. And with it being the start of a new season, be sure to drop code Dr. P in the Fortnite item shop to help support the channel. I would really be grateful for your support. So in the trailer for OG Season 5, there are a lot of cool things going on, but the main focus has been at the very end when you can see the lightning spawning the cube, and they are very obviously not showing the color of the cube. The same thing happened for the Visitor's Rocket trailer, where they avoided showing new parts of that event. Of note though, in that trailer they do show the lightning, which is red, that is shooting into the ground that will eventually spawn the cube. So we know it will spawn via red lightning. There's been a lot of talk about a potential red cube over the last month or so. Could it actually be happening now? To further add on to this theory, at the end of the trailer, if you're paying really close attention, there is one frame, maybe two, but it's very quick, of a red light, a red hue overtaking the screen. It is as the cube is rolling at the very end of the trailer. This happened so fast that there's almost no way you would have caught it in real time. But this certainly seems to be pretty intentional, especially when you combine it with the fact that they went well out of their way to avoid showing the cube itself. The only part of it that we saw was its shadow. I don't think this is guaranteed to be red though. Check this out. Dog in my Discord says the lightning impact VFX, where the cube will spawn, is still purple in the game files. Now, if this is true, perhaps it's just the rift and the lightning that are different colors, and Kevin will remain purple. Allegedly, the bouncy lake later this season will be purple, so that might be a little bit of a giveaway, and allegedly Kevin will follow the exact same route. But the thing that gets me is how much they avoided showing the cube, man. For what it's worth, Fortnite's blog did mention Kevin at the very end, and nowhere did it say purple. It also did not say red, but they're clearly deviating from the original color scheme of this season. Oh yeah, and one more thing. From the trailer, it looks like the players will gain health rather than shield by being around the cube's proximity. Originally, back in the day, you would get some shield by being around the cube, but in the trailer, they are clearly gaining health, which I find to be intriguing. So even if Kevin is purple still, he will at least behave a little bit differently. I really think it could go either way with what color this cube is. There's kind of been a lot of indications for both sides, so please let me know what you think below. Alright, so check this out. So Drift is a skin in the OG Season 5 pass. He's not exactly the same, of course. Following the trend of the previous OG passes, he's been remixed a little bit and is now called Rift Reaver Drift. But interestingly enough, it appears just like the Visitor, that is of course the Visitor Reality Unknown from last season. He is very much aware of his previous time spent on this island. Just to mention a couple of the lines from the OG Season 5 quests, he says, "Back to the same old haunts, again and again. So many happy memories from another life." Okay, so that line right there is really interesting. From another life. Does he mean that literally, or does he mean that figuratively? There's kind of some ambiguity in there for sure. Is he being literal and saying that he is not the actual Drift? Or does he mean that metaphorically, as in, it's been so long it feels like another life? I also find it interesting that he said, "Back to the same old haunts again and again." Something about that word haunts really intrigues me. To add to the drama even more, we do know that the Fox clan is no longer in Reality 783, otherwise known as Oninoshima. It's been revealed that the return of the Shattering Wars mask makers and demonic forces urged them to leave. So while the original Drift from back in the day rifted into the world via the real world, it's very likely that this version of Drift was rifted from Reality 783, given the fact that we know for sure there are links between the two realities. But here is where things truly get very interesting. So let's take a look at the new Drift's description, shall we? Break through the unknown, unknown with a capital U, That's very important to note. That description sounds very similar to another very important story skin we had last season, which, of course, again, was the Visitor. His description said, "From beyond the unknown." Now, very interestingly, unknown in the Visitor's description is not capitalized, whereas it is for the new Drift. I don't know if that was a mistake or it's intended to be that way, but it's very interesting that Drift has a capital U referring to a specific something that's unknown. Let's talk about even more major differences that are happening in Season 5 this time that did not the last time. So there's been a random wolf statue that's been built on the map, and it shows a wolf looking up and howling at the moon. It's ironic that I used the word moon there because in Retail Row, where the nom sign used to be, the sign has been changed to say moon. Interestingly enough, the nom sign did teleport back into the specific spot that it went back to originally. The moon sign is additional. On top of all of that, today Kato Thorne's boss was added back into Fortnite's game files. You might be seeing where this is going. Between a wolf, a moon, and a vampire, those three things are very intertwined. It goes without saying, obviously, this can't be a coincidence. Who knows what it will lead to, but man, if that isn't just handed to you right there on a silver platter. Now, on top of all of that, this season, Chapter 1, Season 5, was the exact and actual season that Kato Thorne time traveled to create the 2023 version of OG Fortnite. Basically, all of this stuff did not exist originally, so what is going on? Something else that I was thinking about was the Timebrella, which was a glider you could get in the 2023 version of OG Fortnite. There are two dates on the glider. One is May 4, 2024. As far as I know, nothing really happened on that date, but the other is June 8, 2068. Might this other date come into play somehow? I mean, who really knows, but at this point, anything could happen. If Kato Thorne does come back, it would appear that it would need to be a past version of him, considering we killed the main version in 2023, so Epic would definitely need to solve for that plot problem. But again, so many of these different details seemingly hinting towards Kato Thorne are being brought out of the woodwork now. Of course, I guess this could be a teaser for the Dire remix, which is coming next season, but also this wasn't in the game originally, so I'm not too sure about that. My guess is in some way, shape, or form, we'll see a Kato appearance. I don't know what that entails, and ultimately we'll have to see. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.